Everybody wants a rich man until they find out that a rich man doesn't need you. Until they find out that rich men have options. If you actually want to be chosen, then you have to understand what will make you desirable. And your salary, your career, and
I am feeling so fatigued of the concept of men having so many options. Women have always had options. Now men are doing that.
The overall consensus is that women are expecting too much out of men. 6'3" and above and make over $200,000. They said that social media is inflating what women are expecting from men in a superficial way.
Do you ever notice how quickly men switch up when they decide that they don't want you anymore? But a man will wake up on a random Tuesday and in 5 minutes make a decision that he doesn't want to date you anymore. He doesn't want to be with you anymore. They react on how they feel in that moment.
Modern dating is entering a new era where many women say they are exhausted, confused, and frustrated as men become more selective, emotionally detached, and less willing to chase relationships. Viral TikToks are now exposing the growing belief that men with money, options, and independence no longer feel pressured to settle down, while women are struggling to adapt to a dating market where attention is no longer guaranteed. At the same time, many men argue that unrealistic standards, social media expectations, and transactional dating culture have pushed them away from commitment entirely. From rich men refusing to settle, to women admitting dating fatigue, these conversations reveal the growing tension between independence, attraction, expectations, and emotional investment in modern relationships.
I'ma say it louder for the bitches in the back. I don't need a daddy for my babies. I need a puppy for me, bitch. Like, yes, I have 2 kids. Chill. I mean, I can see where you could be stressed out, cause 2, bitch, damn. It feels like 12, but they have a daddy. So chill. I need a zaddy. They're fine. Me, on the other hand?
The best option in modern dating is to not participate. Enjoy your hobbies, travel, spend time with friends and family. Life is short. Don't settle for this toxic, unstable, unhealthy relationship dynamics where she can take half of everything if she decides she is not happy.
I am so glad I am, getting my PhD and I didn't, stop getting educated. But I am so envious of the people that are my age that have a family and kids. There's just something about the idea of having a husband that I really want that. And it makes me feel really sad and lonely that I don't have it. And this one might just be my own opinion, but I think the more educated you get as a female, the dating pool shrinks and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller in comparison to a man. The more educated and successful he gets, his dating pool just completely expands. But I find as an educated woman that men hate smart girls. I didn't struggle when I was younger to, date, but now I find it very, very hard to find somebody that, number one, wants to date me and that I also want to date. Career-wise, my life is going pretty good, but my dating life literally sucks. It is atrocious. And everybody is always well, just focus on yourself, be happy by yourself, do all these things by yourself. And it's I am doing that, and I hate that I still feel bad. I still really want somebody to share all my experiences with. And I think it's a really normal feeling, but the internet nowadays just makes you feel you shouldn't want a man. But then I still want a man, and I'm am I the only person that feels this way? Feels lonely without a man? I also read romance novels, and it makes me believe that a Prince Charming is out there. So then when a new guy comes into my life, I still find myself being very optimistic, and then I just get completely disappointed. It was oh, he didn't actually like me. He liked the idea of me, and then once he got to know me, he was yeah, I literally hate this girl. But it's fine. I've decided I'm going to freeze some eggs, because I also think one of the reasons I want a man so bad is because I really want to have kids and I want to be a mom. So I feel as if my period for finding a man to have babies with is closing, because I am in my late 20s now. So then I'm but if I froze my eggs, then maybe I can just eliminate the, process of needing a man. But then that still makes me sad, because it's I want to be loved by a man. I don't know why. It's just, it feels biological. Maybe I'm just like deeply flawed and insecure and like need to work on myself. So like, I guess that's something I'm gonna try to figure out within the next year. No, if you guys agree with some of the things that I said, and if you, I don't know, relate or struggle as well, love y'all.
Your career isn't working against you, time is. Men don't hate successful women. It doesn't add points, nor does it necessarily subtract them. Although when you're very bossy, it makes you look masculine, and that's a negative.
Can any guy answer this question? How can you spend such emotional, like, bonding, truly memory making, like, I'm not describing it well because it's like, I'm still processing it, and I think I will be for a long time. Clearly, it's done a number on me. But this individual has been in and out of my life, their choice, not mine, for a year plus now. And when they're in my life, it's amazing. It's basically, it feels as though we're like engaged, like we're married. Like it feels so close, so emotional, so like almost romantic, emotive, like just powerful and promising. And then out of sight, out of mind. Poof, that person is gone. Like cannot be reached. Like I feel like we both have like disappeared, vanished into the night. And then all of a sudden, like one fine day, randomly 2 months later or weeks later or whatever, could be anytime, that individual will decide they want to pop back in or vice versa. And I'm just like, how? Like I physically as a female, I don't know if it's a gender thing. I don't know, but like I could never do that to someone. I'm just very, I guess, succinct, like you're either in or you're out. And I know, like, I'm going to read the comments. Like, I am so genuinely curious of the male, like, brain of how this out of sight, out of mind, like how you can compartmentalize women, I guess. Like, clearly he must have like another family and kids in like Tampa or like another city. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe like, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mean guys because there's a lot of mean guys on this page that's commenting on my stuff. Go in the comments, go off guys. Like, you're going to say he's just not that into you. Clearly, I know he's not that into me. He's not here. Like, I know. But I just want to know, like, how is that scientifically possible to just like have different folders and sections for people? Like it's, I'm just such an empath and my heart is so big to such a fault that I love ya forever. Like I love hard. Like I will always care for this individual despite all of this insane BS that they put me through. And my girlfriends, and they'll look at this video, like they'll tell me literally almost every day, stop, like leave this individual alone. And I have, like this person is basically blocked. I should block them, but I just don't get it. How is it possible?
You are letting them come in and out of your life, so it is your choice. Chad's gonna Chad. Guys, watch out for ones like this. They may be single, but they're not. You could be with them for months, and when Chadrone comes back into the picture, all of a sudden, they forget who you are.
Everybody wants a rich man until they find out that a rich man doesn't need you. Until they find out that rich men have options. That a rich man can pay for somebody to clean his house, for somebody to teach his kids, for somebody to pick up his kids, for somebody to drive him places, for somebody to iron his clothes, for somebody to cook his meals, for someone to spend time with, for someone to leave when he wants. A rich man has options. He doesn't have to choose to settle down. He doesn't have to choose to be with anyone. He can choose to be with as many people as he wants, to be honest with you, as many people as will have him. What you have to understand as a woman is that there are many things in this life that we want to control. I get it. We tend to be control freaks, right? We multitask. We find that things are best done the way we want, when we want. And the hardest thing for us is to give up control, which is why so many women are triggered by the idea of having to submit in a relationship. But If you want to be with a financially secure man, a provider man, you have to understand that there's a trade-off. And part of the trade-off is not only your willingness to submit in certain areas, but also the way you make him feel is why he'll keep you around. If you don't serve a purpose, which is why men ask, what do you bring to the table? Then there's no value. And you have to understand that men need to understand and equate value to things. That's why they talk about your value in the sexual marketplace. It's not roses and butterflies. You don't get to live your life like it's golden, do whatever you want, YOLO, and then forget because you decide to be a different version of yourself. Men don't operate that way. So, if you actually want to be chosen, then you have to understand what will make you desirable. And your salary, your career, and all the other things that women are fooling themselves into believing, ain't it?
The last woman likes to keep herself available for the non-available men, like many other modern women. That requires some psychological analysis, cause it's truly fascinating how these women will reject available guys just to keep themselves available for the unavailable ones. Meanwhile, the unavailable ones are browsing through the roster, one new girlfriend every month.
How am I feeling about dating? I am feeling so fatigued of the concept of men having so many options. I think women have always had options. Like men would prove themselves and we would get to choose. And now men are doing that. And we're sitting here being like, we've had options all of our lives. So like, we kind of know when we want something. Our bodies are still like, oh, it's time to put a baby in. And the men are like, well, let me see who else I can match with. And it is seriously, like, I am so tired. And every girl I talk to is just so tired. We're like almost 30. Like, this shit is crazy. I just wanted to come on here to say I'm also fatigued. Just be hot.
No, men don't hate smart girls. The issue is that you as a woman with a high level of education won't look at a man who does not have the same level of education. It is called hypergamy and it is ruining any chance you have of getting your husband and children. Change your attitude and you will get what you want, and don't call it settling, as that is insulting to the man.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort anymore, don't care to put in effort. And a relationship won't work unless the guy likes the girl just a tiny little bit more. He has to like her just the tiniest bit more for it to work in the long haul. So it would make sense if a guy really wanted to get to know you, that he would go leaps and bounds to get to know you. And when did that shift? Because back in my mom's era, if a guy wanted to take you out on a date, he had to go up to you, he had to get your number, he had to go through lengths to try to talk to you, even if you weren't interested at first. How my parents met? They met at a bar, and my dad asked for my mom to dance, and my mom was like, get out of here. She wanted nothing to do with him. If he had just left and listened to her, they would have never gone married, they would have never had kids. But he was persistent. He wanted to take her out on a date so badly. He was like, what do I have to do to take you out on a date? She was working late their first date, so he went to her work, picked her up, prepped a dinner, took her to a park, just planned the whole thing. He wrote her poetry. He was yearning. How my aunt and my uncle met. My aunt was a dancer on a cruise ship, and he was the photographer. And he was persistent. She overheard him one night saying to his buddy, he was like, I'm gonna marry that girl. He had just met her. And now they're married, and they have 2 kids together. I don't hear anything like that now. Now we're praising eye contact. Now we're praising if a guy held a door open to us and smiled. That is what we're praising. It feels so backwards. I just wonder when it shifted, because I feel like that is the whole downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone now, because men just don't care anymore.
Every man feels like every woman is talking to 10+ men on their phone, so we would just rather stay home alone. Girls are scary and mean. There isn't much reason for men to be in relationships anymore. Risks and negatives outweigh the positives.
We made the interesting decision to ask some men at the bar this weekend what they think is wrong with modern dating. And this is not going to be an opinionated video. I'm not going to put my opinions in on this. I am just going to tell you verbatim what they said to us. I did literally just say I was not going to put an opinion in here, but I will say I don't think we can blame an entire gender on what's going on right now. I think it's both of our faults / problems. The overall consensus is that women are expecting too much out of men. And now when we asked them what that meant, they said a few different things. But first being is they expect men to be, this is a quote, 6'3" and above and make over $200,000. They also mentioned women expect men to take them on 3 or 4 dates before doing anything with them. They said that social media is inflating what women are expecting from men in a superficial way. So they are expecting a lot more material things because they're seeing other people on social media get those things, when in reality, most men don't have the things on social media. They said that they are using dates as pre-games to go out with their friends. They said a lot of these women have no direction in their life and don't know where they want to go in life, but they are expecting men to have everything together and know exactly where they want to go in life before dating them. Or that they are not where they want to be in life yet, but they expect the man that they are dating to be where he wants to be in life. They also said that they've seen a lot of dating app accounts from their girlfriends and that women just have way too many options and have men asking them out left and right. How many forks can a girl use in one snack? The overall consensus about this conversation is I think that they just think women are using them. So let me know what you guys think.
Honestly, just feels like a job interview and being constantly judged. Dating used to feel so much more fun that I think both sides are just unwilling to allow things to grow organically over 3 to 5 dates. After the 1st of February, someone usually just ghosts or jumps ship.
Do you ever notice how quickly men switch up when they decide that they don't want you anymore? Like, you are seeing a completely 180 different side of them. And the one thing about men is that they are very selfish and they will always put their feelings first. For example, a woman will stay in a relationship until she's like, you know what, this isn't working. I have tried everything. But a man will wake up on a random Tuesday and in 5 minutes make a decision that he doesn't want to date you anymore. He doesn't want to be with you anymore. All those years, poof, simply because he didn't like the way that he felt in the moment, and they react on how they feel in that moment versus really thinking it through. My point is, men are very selfish creatures and they will switch up on you when they decide that they don't want you anymore.
She literally said to me, "I'm not in this energy anymore." Like she woke up one day and it was a 180 switch. Absolutely brutal.
Have the men given up? I'm serious. They just stopped. They don't want to have sex anymore. They don't want to go on dates with women. They just want to hang out with their boys. Look, I get it. Men want to hang out with men. They want to do their thing. They don't want to care about women drama anymore. I don't know. Maybe someone can explain to me what's going on, because as long as men are not approaching women, they are going to be single. And women are having a great time. From what I've seen, single women are having a great time. Yes, maybe they want boyfriends, they want to hook up, but single women are having a great time. The single men, I don't know, not so much. What do you think?
I am not even gonna lie to you. I can't get a person interested in me, just out there making a fool out of myself. These videos reflect a major shift in modern dating dynamics where both men and women feel increasingly dissatisfied with the current relationship culture. Many men believe they now have more options and less incentive to tolerate unrealistic expectations, while many women feel emotionally drained by dating apps, lack of commitment, and emotionally unavailable partners. Social media, financial independence, and changing gender roles have created an environment where attraction and commitment often feel transactional rather than genuine. Whether people agree with these perspectives or not, one thing is becoming clear: modern relationships are struggling under the weight of inflated expectations, emotional. You're watching Modern Dating Logic, where we keep it real, not emotional. If you see the pattern, you already know what to do.